is it still a good car, or must you just go ahead and pay the extra money for a brand new Polo? As you can see, it looks exactly like a new Polo. So let's go through the specs of this Polo Vivo. This car has nearly the same specs as the Polo Vivo I reviewed a while ago. Go watch that review. So this car, okay, I have to keep this running because the battery is low, but this car is actually, it's like a Polo, exactly like a Polo. So this car, so let's start with the engine. This car has a 1.4 4-cylinder engine, which produces 74 brake horsepower, which is not a lot for a car. No, nowadays it's not a lot. 74 horses is not a lot, because compared to the BMW 1 Series, which I'm going to review, stay tuned, I'm going to review the BMW 1 Series. It has like a lot more horsepower, and it's the same type of design as this car. So this car performs very poorly for 0 to 100 kilometers. It does it in 10.1 seconds, which is really slow compared to other cars. It's really slow. Then this car top speed is 182 kilometers or 113 miles an hour. Because this is a German car, and German cars actually have a higher top speed because from the Autobahn. Then this car is front wheel drive, it's not rear wheel drive. I thought it was going to be rear wheel drive, but it's front wheel drive. Then this car weighs 1.1 tons or 2,400 pounds, which is a decent amount. It's actually very little. Now let's go with the fuel economy. Since this is a 1.4 4-cylinder, it's actually kind of economical. It does 6.4 liters per 100 kilometers on the city and 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. It's just 0.2 liters per 100 kilometers less on the highway. So now, this car only comes with a 5-speed manual transmission. There's no DSG or automatic transmissions for this car. Then the final thing is the price. This car, for this model, it's for a brand new, it starts at $14,000 US, and it can go up to $15,500 US for a Polo Vivo brand new. Or in South Africa, it can start for brand new 260,000 rand, and it can go up to 350,000 rand. So now, this car is kind of pricey compared to other competitors, but it's much more better compared to other competitors like the Renault Sandero and the Renault Clio, and like, you must go watch those other reviews. So now we're gonna go at the back of this car, then we're gonna go inside the interior and see what has changed. The back of this Polo Vivo, and you can see there's not a lot of changes, but there are changes compared to the normal Polo. This car, as you can see, it does have different type of tail lights compared to the normal Polo. It does have it does have much more fatter indicators and reverse, and the reverse light is bigger than the indicators. So that's one of the biggest changes on this car. Then you can see that the lights are actually different. It's not like the other Polo, but the rest, it looks like a Polo. And of course, it has a sticker saying Polo. It makes it more of a cheaper car like that. And yeah, and then you have this type of rain lights, as you can see, pretty cool. And yeah, this boot is exactly the same as the Polo Vivo, the older one, and the Polo, the new one, as you can see. It's exactly the same. And yeah, this car is a very good car for a student's car and a first car. It's a perfect car. So let's move on to the interior of this Polo Vivo. I'm not gonna call it a Polo, it's a Polo Vivo. This is the side of this Polo Vivo, and there is no changes at all compared to the normal Polo. It just has actually no changes. It just looks like a Polo trend line at the side, but with some mag wheels. Oh yeah, this is actually what I noticed. These mag wheels are from the Polo Vivo, the old one. So no changes have been done on the side of this car. So we're gonna move on to the interior of this car because I've got nothing else to say over here. Like, they could do better. VW can do much more better instead of just making this a Polo. It looks like a Polo because you're paying much more money for a Polo, and then this a Polo Vivo, which is cheaper, just looks like a Polo. I don't understand that. So now we're gonna go inside of this Polo Vivo and see what has changed. This is the interior of this Polo Vivo, and as you can see, there is not much changes done to this interior. The only change is this. That's it. That's the only change. And of course this odometer. Sorry that the lighting is not that good. It's because there's load shedding in South Africa right now, so I can't use the professional lighting. So now, as you can see over here, this is like a new, like a Polo. Look at this. Compared to the screen on the normal Polo, you can see this is a big difference because it does have Bluetooth and aux and all those, but it's not a touch screen, so you have to be controlling it through these. Now let me just quickly get out of there so you can see what I mean. As you can see, that's the cell phone. I can actually do a video on how to connect your cell phone on this car, but let me know down in the comments if you want me to. And then we can switch it off and it just looks like that. Nothing else to say there. That's just a Polo, so I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but I will, because some of you do. This is what is it? Cigarette lighter. You do have this gear lever, interesting, and then handbrake, pretty cool. You have this steering wheel from Polo Trendline. You have that steering wheel from a Polo Trendline. As you can see, no buttons at all. Very cheap feeling steering wheel. My camera comes focus, as you can see. Very cheap feeling steering wheel. You have that VW badge. And then you only have electric windows in the front. And this is a Polo. This has been around for more than 2 decades. And this has also been around for more than 2 decades. Like, they don't really change much. Exactly. Also with this has also been around for a really, really long time. And let's see. Yeah, this is another difference from the Polo. As you can see, it is not like the normal Polo. This is much more different. And there's your microphone. I don't know, you see, when there's not good lighting, the camera doesn't want to focus properly. I apologize for that. I really do apologize. And then you do have 2 microphones. Then what else do I have here to say about this interior? When I turn on these, there, I hope you can see better. And yeah, this is different. It's like, I don't know what to say. So we're gonna now move on to the back of this car, and you do have manual mirrors. So I'm gonna move to the back of this car. This is the back of this Polo Vivo, and as you can see, it's just a normal Polo Vivo, a normal Polo Trendline, just with some refurbished seats from a Polo Vivo, the previous generation. So now when I enter the back of this Polo, you can see the legroom is not that good, but it's also not that bad, which it's medium, if you know what I mean. And you do have your manual windows, and you've got the same sound system from a Polo. Polos have very, very good sound systems, I have to say that. But cheap materials, plastic, very cheap materials. That's the thing what I don't like about this car. It's like the Renault Sandero, which I'm gonna play you a clip right now of those cheap plastics on a Renault Sandero. So one thing what I hate about this car, look at these cheap plastics everywhere. Look at that. Even in the front. Just this is a very, very cheap car. It's like full of plastics. One thing what I really hate about this car. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new, and if you have stayed to this far of the video, you're the best. Thank you, and I hope you learned something new. I'm going to be reviewing the BMW 1 Series in my next video, so stay tuned for that. So thank you, have a nice day, and